Hello everybody, this is Miss Peachy from your WCA physical science class, and I just wanted to quickly give you an update on what to do for this lab on motion in Unit 6, Lesson 4 of your Physical Science A curriculum. Essentially, you're just going to be doing what's in the lab for this, so you would want to do all of the different things in Ingenuity here, the warm-up, the instruction, and the virtual lab. And then from there, I want you to you can complete the reflect on the lab and so on, but what you're turning into me isn't going to be the summary. So I do want to direct you to our website. I'll just get that up here on the screen for you. Here we go. So when you go to the website and you go to the physical science page, what you're going to find here is you are going to find a very slowly loading page. But once you get down here, once it loads, Google Chrome is so wonderful. Hang on, guys. My goodness, it's slow. Okay. You're going to find this student document here, the student worksheet. So it's very similar to the one you did 2 lessons ago when you were completing the one on the Alka-Seltzer tablets. So we're just going to pop this little guy out. You can download this to Microsoft Word, or you can open it in a Google Doc, just like you could in all the other ones. So I won't go through the details on that. Let me just say that if you do open this in Google Docs, when you do the graph here, you're going to want to follow the video directions from the Unit 4 lab here on how to make a graph on Google Docs. Okay, so that's going to give you some directions on that. Otherwise, you might get confused because the graph part won't actually work in Google Docs. It only works in Word. So I'm going to open that up. Let me see right here in Word for you. And basically, like I said, it follows the same format. I've kind of just married the student guide with the data sheets. I like to do this. It's a little bit more instructive than just having you write a report for me. But it's the same questions because lab reports generally follow the same format. You're going to give me the purpose, the hypothesis. What are you doing to test this? Don't just say that you use the virtual lab, okay? In this section, I want you to describe the virtual lab as though it was in real life. So you're going to actually talk about the ramps and how you're going to change them, what you're measuring. So again, don't just say, I used the Ingenuity virtual lab. That's not what you did. You have to describe the virtual lab and what was done in the virtual lab, including all your data. This is what you're going to be collecting as you're going through that virtual lab. And so, okay, for making the graph, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be using the data from tables B and table D. Time of try, you're actually using the average time at all, the quarter point, the half point, the 3/4 point, and the finish line. You kind of come down to these 2 graphs, and basically you're just going to have to click on them, double click on them, go to edit data, and go to edit data in Excel. And then you're just going to plug in here in columns B, C, D, and E, the finish time for each one of these. And that's it. Once you do that, it's going to populate in here and make the graph for you. Okay, so again, it's the average time for the quarter, half, 3/4, and finish line for each of these. Okay. Then do your data and observations. And I want you to note, it says, if you constructed graphs, what trends do they show? You're going to look and see, explain what that graph is actually showing you. And then another one says, how do the data support your claim above? And this one I had to, for a few people when I was grading the previous lab report, make sure you're actually pulling data from your data tables, picking examples of that data and saying how that data that you picked as an example actually supports your hypothesis. Okay, and always look for ways in which things could be made better. Even I know it's a virtual lab, so maybe if you were doing it in real life, how would you do it better? maybe, I mean, this is just a suggestion, but maybe you want more than just the initial time and final time. Maybe you want more data measurements. That's one way to make it better because the graph, you know, probably would do a better job of showing trends of data if it had more than 2 data points. That's my suggestion to you. Okay. All right. So that's pretty much it. I apologize if I'm getting this out a bit late to you guys. Hopefully you'll still catch it in time. And good luck with this portfolio. If you have any questions, let me know and I would be happy to answer them as always.